843 TV, where the Lowcountry comes to speak.
.843 TV,
where communities come to speak. Welcome to 843 TV. I'm your host, Kathryn Mademann. I am delighted we are at E0. What does that mean? Well, let me introduce you to, we have Sylvain Riendeau and we have Jean.Luc Riendeau. They are the owners of this establishment, and I'm really excited to have a conversation because I think it's a hot topic. I think we need to learn about this. So I'm going to start with you. E0, what is that?
So E0 stands for, there's two E's. So it's for environmental, it's for energy. And this is where, when we started the business a year and a half ago, well, a year and 3 months, we said, we had a discussion and we said, okay, what's important for this area? Knowing that there's 22 gated communities, over 100 landscape companies. So we wanted to bring something different to the area. And I've learned about sustainability from my previous employment. So I was like, you know what, we need to be part of the solution versus being part of the problem. So that's how E0 was born, saying we need to bring the right solution to the environment and to the area.
So this is your company?
This is the company, yes.
I'm excited to talk to you about this because, ironically enough, my husband bought an electric lawnmower. You know, when I think about electric lawnmowers, I remember the electrical cord that you can only go like 50 feet and you had to go find another plug. So take that right out of your mind. But my husband, who's Swedish, so he's into that mindset, you know, conserving energy and things like that. I was excited to have that lawnmower because, number one, it was really quiet.
Well, and that's a big topic, right? So a lot of the gated communities, you know, a lot of it are retired. I'm retired, kind of. And then so therefore the noise is a big issue. And with battery powered equipment, I mean, you're dropping almost 20 to 22% on the dB, so the decibel rating. And so it makes a big impact. But what's more important also, aside from the noise, is also the environment, right? So there's much less CO2 going out into the atmosphere, so less CO2. That means we're doing our part in order to get what we call the gigaton challenge, which is not adding more CO2 to the environment. And then so that's the beauty of battery. And what's interesting is a lot of people will say, yeah, but the battery life, and then how do you get rid of it? Well, interestingly enough, there's roughly about 10 companies that all they do is battery lithium-ion recycling, and they actually can recycle a battery up to like between 90 and 92%.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, this is the information that we really do need, because I think we just don't have enough information to be well informed, to have an educated idea about it, because, you know, we're still thinking about cars, we don't, and I love the idea that we are using sort of this kind of energy base, and we can make a change, can't we? Absolutely.
Well, and that's the great thing about what we have. I mean, not so much only the solution that's here in our store, but what's available now globally is there is solution. I mean, there's a problem, CO2, global warming, that is a problem, but the problem has a solution, and we have the solution. We just need to deploy it on a much larger scale and for all of us to do their part. So it's a problem with a solution.
All right, so if we have a solution, so how do we help them solve this problem? I mean, what do we need to do? Do we just educate, or how do they see the practical part of it?
Well, so the education is one thing, but it's also, the challenge is, you know, like California, right? So they pass laws and bylaws regarding environment, and everybody has to go to battery operated solutions. So unfortunately for our region, the guidelines aren't there. But so it's up to the HOA, the POAs, the 22 gated communities, and everywhere else to say, what is our sustainability initiative? And then the sustainability initiative could be as easy as, by 2025, 30% of all the landscape equipment that's being used within our community has to be battery. Well, you know, there's a saying, what gets measured gets fixed. So if you could start with just a simple initiative and you say by 2025, 30%, by 2026, 50%, and so on. So before you get to 2030, we could be 100% battery operated. And again, the addition, what's in it for the landscape companies is, for them, it's like, hey, the cost to switch over will be very high, but it's the savings. And we can talk about the savings. Jean-Luc is more up to date regarding the savings, the gas savings, and it's huge.
We will be right back. There's a lot to talk about. We'll be right back with more 843 TV.